Good afternoon, you guys. Welcome in to everybody who is joining us. Hello, patrons. Hello, subscribers. Hello, non-subscribers, I guess. We are kicking off and continuing our... Uh-oh, wait a second. I might not be able to... Is it this one? Oh, shit. Hello. I know it's not that. I've been having problems signing in on Chrome for whatever reason. Well, Thunder Force is dope, no doubt about it. Oh shit. Yeah, my foot is fucked. This is so bizarre. I think. Thank you. Yeah, I'm wearing a boot right now. It's very annoying. It's very heavy, and my foot's like, you know. Hopefully I can sign in. Hold on, this might be short-lived. I'm having a problem. No, I'm not able to view anything. For whatever reason, I'm not able... How did I mess it up? I was walking too fast. Like, literally, I was walking too fast. It's really, really weird. I was walking too fast. Hi, Ashley. I was walking too fast, and my foot was like, nah. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Let me just change. Hi, Red Car. Let me see about so I go to sign in and it gives me an error saying something went wrong. I think it's only with Chrome though. So what's another browser people use? Mozilla, I guess. I know, I hurt myself doing normal stuff. I'm really upset about it actually because it's like the dumbest thing. Brisk walking is good. I agree. No lies detected. Okay, hold on. Let me... No, I uninstalled Edge. Fuck Edge. Well, I hope it heals soon. I'm getting married in a week. I hope it works very soon. All right. What is all this? All right, so I haven't Firefox installed. Hey, Yoon, how are you? You pulled something in your back? Yeah, I know, right? You refuse to use anything other than Fire. You don't use Chrome? Guys, I only use Chrome. Wait, you guys still use Firefox as your default browser? I did it on purpose so I could... Yeah, I know, right? Hey, Starter Corner, happy Friday. You know, actually, it's hilarious you say that about... Wait, why do you guys only use Firefox? What? You don't use Chrome day to day? Wait, why? Can you do extensions and everything? Oh my God. Oh, some people don't want to use... Chrome uses more RAM. I haven't used Firefox in so long. Can you do extensions still? Like, will my extension work on Firefox? I don't think it will. Well, it doesn't matter because... Krama, can you send me the link for the sheet in our chat, staff chat, please? So I can just copy it over to Firefox. If you don't mind, if you're not busy with work. I'd have to reinstall them. Extensions and everything in Firefox, Chrome used to use a crazy amount of RAM. Huh. No kidding. Maybe I'll spend some time customizing this. Because, really, thank you so much, Kremen. Really? Now I'm intrigued. All right, let me see if this gives me problems. Boom. Here it is. I don't even need to sign in. Are you serious? Oh, I probably should, though. Wait, I can do all my extensions? I know this is not about customizing my toolbar for Firefox, but... Chrome really isn't great anymore? Am I... What? Are you serious? Oh my God, I had no idea. Chrome is still fine. I mean, I'm not going to like everything I have is on Chrome. So I don't know that I can totally pivot. But part of Marco Chrome Ball. You want to see my boot? Look at this. Oh. I said, no way. Well, no, I can't. I currently cannot sign in. I currently cannot sign in anyway, so it doesn't matter. Chrome eats mem like cookies. I had no idea. I got it at the Universal store when I was there. I didn't realize people didn't like Doug Bowser. Thank you, thank you. Oh, wait a second. That's a name I recognize. Matthias.
Ooh, here we go again.
Oh, Matthias, you're doing great things. That's nice of you to stop by, Matthias. I thought for sure you had over 100,000 subscribers. What the hell? Why are these are such little views? You need more views. You're so good at what you do. Guys, go follow Matthias if you like music. Look at this. Look at this gentleman. Matthias is so good. Look, he does more stuff than I do.
It has a different kind of...
He has a beautiful German accent.
to it.
He even pulls out a guitar. What the fuck? Don't follow me. Follow Matthias. He does more interesting things than I do. That's one of my favorite songs.
Like you, I enjoy cinematic music and game music. So today, you and I are gonna...
His son called. Okay, well, never mind. No, I'm just teasing. Both are good. That's cool. All right, hold on one second while I get set up here with Firefox. I'm so sorry. I hope you guys are doing great. Happy Friday. I hope everyone's really well. So wait, how do I do extensions here? Can you see anything personal here? No, you can't because I'm not signed in. Oh, yes, you can. Never mind. Hold on. No, don't want that. Okay, extensions. I got to get set up. Hold on. The kids told me I should hop onto Firefox. Oh, I can import data from Chrome. What? I can? What? Pac-Man 2 World Repack released today. It's true. Firefox is pretty nice. Man, the kids are all right. The kids are all right. Oh my God. What? Here are all my... Oh my God, everything's here. I just have to sign in. Whoa. You got the flu? I'm so sad. Sword in the Sea was terrific. I really enjoyed it. Firefox home content. Web search. I don't want any of this shit. I'm so sorry, guys. Give me like 2 seconds. NordPass. I need this. Oh, wow. NordPass password manager is right here. Okay. NordPass. Pin extension to toolbar. Man, I think I might have just broken up with Chrome. Allow NordPass, allow NordPass. Accept. Okay, hold on. Let me do one more thing. Scandalous. Some dog is barking. All right, what is this? This is HSL loader. Does anybody have a good... Oh no, I think this is... I have this app where I am able to download... Oh, it's called Stream Recorder, maybe? That's what it's called. It's called Stream Recorder. I'm sorry, I hate to waste your time. Stream Recorder. This isn't it, but I bet you it works fine. It's how I download the videos from my Patreon. Well, it doesn't matter. I can do that later. And then let me just grab one more thing, because I want to see if I can grab my music on stream for Firefox. I think he's got it. Music for stream. Well, I guess I can just tossle between... Yeah, okay, it doesn't have it. I can tossle between music on stream. Music on stream. It doesn't have music on stream. Okay, well, I can't get rid of Chrome. But I don't know why it's not letting me sign in. Does anybody happen to be tech savvy and understand that? Because like I can't actually like sign into my Gmail on Chrome, and I don't know why that is. I go to sign in, and it will say there's an error. So maybe maybe I'll just uninstall and reinstall. Yeah. Add or remove. No, it was like that before, which is why I did it. Does a private clear cache? Oh, that's a good idea. How do you clear the cache? Settings. I'm so sorry, guys. Do I plan on playing Silent Hill F? I just did. It's not an error number. It just says it no longer. There's an error. It doesn't say. Third-party cookies. Wait. How to clear cache. Chrome. What games you planning to play? Next week we're gonna play some Crossworlds for a while. We're gonna go and I'm gonna stream Ghost of Yotei because I need an excuse to binge it. So we'll do that. Clear, open a separate, click more, delete browsing data. Cookies, other data, cached. Okay, delete data. Last hour, all time, I'd say. Okay, let me see if this works now. And then after that, we'll hop into Digimon Time Stranger. And then after that, we will... Oh, it works now. Okay, I just needed to clear my browsing data. All right, faith in Google restored. All right, what? I don't even need to log in. Okay, it works. What's Marco's favorite games? Thank you guys. My favorite games. There are many. I love lots of things. All right, let me see if the Patreon list works. It does. Just 1 second. Let me just make sure of something. All right, that's that account. Okay. All right, let's do it. Oh, Swedish man. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, Matthias. I called you German. So disrespectful. Anyway, Matthias's channel is great. You guys should check it out. Really good stuff. Matthias is cool because Matthias is a musician that does like a variety of things, and I really like that. I think like we all come to music in different ways. Those of us that have like a musical heart and are connected with music, and it's cool because in a lot of ways he sits at the piano and he works on the piano and he noodles and does great stuff, and there's a lot to like. So if you like video games and video game music, I think Matthias's channel would be an excellent place to learn. At this point, I still do what I used to do, but I definitely have leaned into vibes a lot more, and just talking about emotion and the usual stuff. So that hasn't changed too much, but I love actually watching people that are very passionate and know what they're doing and stuff, and yeah, I really like his channel, so definitely check it out. Once I'm logged back in here, I'll show it so you guys can. I appreciate that. I had no idea you watched or saw my channel, Matthias. So that's great. Matthias is here. You guys feel free to check out his channel. Oh, Claire, look at these Claire. People love Claire Obscure. It's really amazing. Look at this. Claire Obscure reimagined with augmented chords. I love that. I love that. It's cool. It's cool. Anyway. Yeah, my pleasure, of course. So yeah, Silent Hill F. Man, what a game. I really like Silent Hill F. I've come away thinking about Silent Hill F as a game. As a game package, I think it's such a solid game experience. I would certainly put it at a solid 8 out of 10 for myself. God, the music and the ambiance in Silent Hill F was phenomenal. Easy 10 out of 10. I felt that the gameplay suffered quite a bit. I didn't mind the aspects of like traveling around from point A to point B. The puzzles in the like alternate realm, without spoiling it, got really, really, really boring and frustrating after a while. Not boring. Sorry, boring is the wrong word. They got a little bit tedious. There was a stoppage in the forward momentum that ended up actually being a part of the forward momentum. Interestingly enough, both of those stories kind of coalesce into each other. I love how willing Silent Hill is to go into talking about dark and serious topics. In this particular case, about youth, womanhood, addiction, abuse. I think being unafraid and unabashedly adult is exceptional, which is really tremendous. The idea of playing through it multiple times to get a different and then better and best ending is really unique and interesting. I mean, any game that does that, I think, is really special, whether it's Nier or something else. I did end up going back and watching some playthroughs, skimming through for seeing different notes and seeing the endings. I think the Silent Hill F goes into a mythological aspect of things that I don't necessarily like as much as Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 is still to me like a 10 out of 10 masterpiece experience, but I do think that Silent Hill F is trying new things and deserves credit for exploring new ideas. I don't think it hits as much for my lived experience. So that's why it's more of an 8 out of 10 for me. The music was phenomenal though, and the ambiance, while I still prefer the general ambient sound of Silent Hill 2, a lot of industrial crunch and grunge, there were 2 tracks that really stood out to me with Silent Hill F that I will be filming next week that I think are really phenomenal. So I would encourage you, if you even remotely interested in anything related to horror, to take a look at Silent Hill F. It's really, really well done. And I think overall has immense quality. It's a great game that I think just sort of missed slightly for me, but was still a really fun experience. Even that first ending, there's a lot of game there, and I do think it's worth the money. Yeah, so let's hop in. Okay, enough. I was supposed to stream. Jeffrey, League is a super no-go these days, with Virgin taking over and claiming every single video. So I don't think we can cover that. I don't know if you're here, but let's take a gander at trying something else, because unfortunately Virgin has claimed every single League video I've put out. Which is very annoying, and I'm terribly sorry, but let's skip that for now. And if we can come back with a different option next week we'll be probably doing another stream. I think Wednesday. So let's try to get a different one in there. Yeah, it super sucks because they're just like scorched earthing every single League piece of media on YouTube. Every single video has been claimed. They claim on Twitter that it's an accident, but I'm still getting claims, and I have nowhere to argue it because it's unfortunately out of League's hands at this point. Because they passed over the copyright to Virgin. So I need to do some inquiry. And I guess I'll try to take a look at that on Monday, so that we can maybe hop over and do this. So Jeffrey, we may just pivot over to, and bring this to October, worst case scenario. And in fact, let's do that. So there's 2 for, anyway, there's also 2 for Jeffrey anyway, because you're Traviata. So let's take care of that next week. Yeah. Let's pop over to Fire Emblem Fates. Dark Waste. Actually, that would be the Tosca tier. And it used to be that I would just kind of passively listen to the Tosca tier, but I do think that at the end of each track I do end up talking about feelings and stuff. But I'll instead of stopping during, I usually let it play out. So, and it's also priced at that point because it became very overwhelming to keep track of everything. So that's why it's sort of more than I think probably some other Patreon tiers for other folks. That it just keeps it sustainable. Yeah, all right. So I know that Fire Emblem Shadows just dropped, which what a fascinating little game. I don't know how I feel about that. I haven't tried it yet. Did you see Roger's reaction to it, by the way? Roger's base reaction to it? Jeffrey's first pick was earlier this month, and also maybe good to let you know when you do Patreon stream next week. Wednesday. We'll do Wednesday at 1 o'clock. What day is Wednesday? The 1st. October 1st will be the next Patreon live stream. Roger's base's reaction cracked me up the other day. Look at this. This is so funny. It's nice to know that he's like this in real life.
What in the world is this? The gameplay of Fire Emblem Shadows combines real-time strategy and social deduction. It's like Among Us? It's like Among Us. It's like Among Us and
Look at him.
Ace Attorney.
Look at him.
I want Ace Attorney, though.
People think he overreacts. This is who he
Oh,
is.
wait, so we can play together?
We can play together. Available today. After the initial battle, players vote to determine who they believe.
What a beautiful hairline he has. I'm so jealous.
I can't even deal with this right now. Why
Look at his
would
fuzzy
they drop
socks.
this right now? They're in Tokyo. Are you filming me? Stop filming. This is. I have to go record this. What in the?
It cracks me up. My hairline works great with my glasses. Well, gosh, Bunny, thank you. All right, Fire Emblem Fates. Dark, I thought that said Dark Wasabi. Dark Wastes. I don't know why. Let's try something different that isn't Octopath, but something along the lines of a Celtic snow. For context, this plays in Chapter 8 after Corinne battles through the woods of the Forlorn. She battles in the Ice Tribe, trying to clear a misunderstanding with the Ice Tribe chief Kilma. Kilma believes Corinne is sided to do King Garen doing by to do King Garen. Oh my God, is it me? I woke up a lot because of my foot. Corinne is sided. What? Corinne is sided to do King Garen's doing by wiping out the Ice Tribe, but really. Corinne is convincing them. But Corinne is convincing them to stop the rebellion. Reinforcements soon appear to help Corinne out. Odin and Niles, who are Lord Leos' retainers. To be fair, I'm reading a bunch of names that I have no context for. Lord Leo is a powerful and respected mage in Nor. Okay. People can do hard things. All right, let's check it out. Of course, this tier, stopping is starting. We'll get through all the turn dots today and then pop over to the Tuskas. We may finish everything in September today. All right, Dark Wastes, otherwise known as Dark Wasabi, from Fire Emblem Fates. Dan, get the fuck out of here, Dan. Get the fuck out of here, Dan. Dan. How fucking dare you, Dan? What do you mean you lost the game? This is some bullshit. I have never been disrespected like this ever in my life. Get the fuck out of here. Mods, ban this man. Ban this man. You are banned for life, Dan. Don't actually ban Dan, please. All right. Dark Wastes. This is the Calm and Fire. You know what I love? So 40 seconds in, I love this natural buildup that we get. So a couple different things. Now, I don't know what this instrument is. It feels like a hurdy-gurdy. It's not, but like there's something about this movement here that's really lovely because what it is a natural build. It's a natural climbing, which is really nice. There's this feeling of sort of deciding to commit to a choice, right? Dum dum shaki dum da da dum da da dogi dum da da do da. Like there's a natural build to that then like it kind of sets us off, and we kind of feel this like bubbling under the surface, and this feeling of like, okay, how do I? Sorry, I probably wouldn't make that noise. It goes. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. What? Where am I? Ooh! I'm crazy today, dude. You know, something I really like about this, so we get the rhythm, and then we get this. There's a sensuality in it, right? There's like a... you know, there's like this, like it's a ritualistic dance, and it has this real feeling of like movement and sliding and I can't. Why did I make that noise and touch my body like that in public? This is disturbing. I'm not well today, chat. I'm not well today. I'm not well. This might be a deranged stream. This might be a degenerate stream. I can already feel it. We're going to be here for 6 hours. Oh, fuck. I love that. Boom, ba, ba, bo, beep, boom. Right? I found a hole in the armpit of this shirt today. Very disappointing. This shirt was like $30. I love that. Don't you feel like the gumption and the power? Boom, ba da doo dee da, bum ba da dee dee da, pia da do dee da da dee. Hello, you know, like there's a real feeling in that of owning oneself and claiming victory over oneself and being like, okay, it's time to commit to myself, right? Dum da da do dee dum. You know, it's cool. It's cool. That's very pretty. And then we shift. Now the strings take over. I'm just happy. I love my job, you know? Oh. Dum, da-dum. It's same but different. Yeah, this is the whatever version, the fire version. Terrific snare element there. And there's some really nice harmony as well. And I think what's really cool is like right here we get this kind of doubling down. I think that's why it kind of harmonizes within itself and just kind of lifts. Check this out. It's really pretty right here. This feels, I love the Celtic vibes too. The energy in it is very, very like bam, bam, bam. I'm brave, I'm powerful, I'm impossible, I will not be defeated, you know? And then this too is like, nothing can stop us, you know. It's all the same energy and same mood. Right, and actually this is, and it's also cool because the first half of this is like, the first half of this is very slow, emotional, really like intimate kind of, and that's why, you know, it's very like sensual, and it has this idea of like there's a bit of romanticism in it. It's very like, you know, kind of pulled back. You hear it. You don't need me to say anything. You already know. You know. Like I don't need to tell you this. And yet at this back half, it's like I can do this. You know, like I believe in myself. I can commit, and I love when we get this is that classic natural piece. So we have three different types. We have three different types of music generally when it comes to video game music, right? So we have hold on. when it comes to video game music, in my experience, having listened to some 2,000 tracks at this point, we have 3 different types of things. We can either do bookends, where the beginning and the end repeat, and then the middle is where the meat is. We got the sandwich, right? That's the sandwich style, okay? Then we get this is what this piece is. It doesn't matter. We get the natural build, and the natural build kind of very gradually and slowly increases in builds, right? Pretty cool. And then the other one is the opposite. The other one is the natural build and then the slam down and the release. And then there's also another one, which is a big moment and then a gradual release. So you actually get more like 4 or 5 different kinds, right? The worst of video game music, is this. No one wants this. If you're going to do this, we still need some peaks and valleys, right? Otherwise, this is what I mean by a nice piece that doesn't do anything. This is what I mean by shallow. This is what I mean, but very pretty, but okay, that's the piece. We get this, we get that, we get it. We do get it sometimes. Now, some of that's going to be based on you subjectively as a listener, and some of it's just how it's composed. What's interesting is that you can have this, the highs and lows, that's good. But if it drags on too long, it can start to be like this. This is a very interesting line because we don't have structure in it, even though we have highs and lows. It kind of just does its thing, and that's kind of it. It's a little hands off. It's like whatever, right? And I don't know. I like pieces that do a gradual build because then you kind of like get. It's like, oh, we're still a minute in. We're still kind of building. Okay, where are we gonna go? Where are we gonna go? Do we get a big drop? Do we get a fat? Do we get the Sawano? Thunk, thunk, right? Do we get that? Thunk, thunk. What do we get? Like, do we get some Mick Gordon pieces that are there's one from Killer Instinct that's like this, and then it goes down early. Or do we get a piece that's a sandwich, where we get that a lot in JRPGs, where we build up, and then we have the straight line, and then we repeat. So we have the sandwich, right? And I think all of it's really great. In this particular case, is this. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. I don't think it's going to do anything. So I'll finish it off. Yeah. So it's nice. Lovely. I mean, do I think that's the best piece I've ever heard? No, but it's pretty. It's enjoyable. I like that it does a gradual build. It's enjoyable. Oh, man. Okay, so Bushido Blade. Wow, no one talks about that. I do love Medieval 2 Total War. Let's go with Bushido Blade. The less said, the better. You are not prepared for this fusion of styles. Okay. Let's see it. Bushido Blade, my God. I haven't even thought about Bushido Blade in fucking years. Hold on now. Is there a trailer of Bushido Blade online? Trailer. Let's watch a trailer first. So this is the JP trailer of Bushido Blade. Can I tell you something? A little pet peeve of mine? When people like post their like favorite games list, and there's nothing before 2008, 2010. It's like, you never played a game before 2000. Maybe they didn't, which is fine. But like, I always try to think about games. I think one of the things that I learn as as the treadmill continues, like right now, like we're in a crazy treadmill. Silk Song, Metal Gear Delta, Ghost of Yotei, Silent Hill F, Battlefield 10, Digimon Time Stranger. I'm including it because I'm excited. You know, Hades 2, Mega Bonk, all these games. It's like, how can you possibly go back and think about the past? You know what I mean? How do you stop and be like, okay, wait, I'm a game aficionado. How do I make sure that I don't just get caught up in what's new, but also play some stuff that maybe I haven't played before, or maybe from 2000 or from earlier. You know what I mean? And it's always fascinating to me when people are like, these are my favorite games, and they're all like within the last like 15 years. And it's like, uh-oh. What happens to all the older stuff? And I'll be honest, like, I mean, I don't have a lot of nostalgia for Nintendo stuff because it was all hard as balls. And like, I'm like, man, that shit was hard. And I think that's part of the reason why I, like, after about 20 hours of Silk Song, I just kind of went, I'm done. Because it reminds me, which is why Gene Park wrote a really interesting article in his Washington Post review saying that it was a game for a bygone era. Fuck that era. You know? I don't want to go back. That's not fun for me. I didn't enjoy the Super Nintendo era of platformers. That shit's so fucking hard. But it's interesting to have people that maybe didn't get to experience that era being like, oh, I love the game. I love the challenge. But some of us were there for The Lion King on Super Nintendo. Some of us were there for Super Return of the Jedi on the SNES. That shit sucked. like that shit was brutal hard, you know? Platformers was all we had at one point. You know? Oh, man. What's the difference with Elden Ring? Well, Elden Ring, there are ways to make it easier. I guess there are in Silk Song too, but I don't feel like they're as... But I've only played Elden Ring once. I haven't played it ever since I played it the one time. Totally. Oh, yo, Ghost of Roz Grease. Oh, wait, never mind. This is close. I have a... Let me see if I can grab... Look how beautiful this... Look at that. I have a video coming out next week called I Am a Ace Combat Shill. All right, anyway, Bushido Blade. Let's check out this trailer. What's hilarious is that you know that this is jank ass to play, and yet there's something about it that's so delightful. All right, let's check it out. Hiding in Shadow from Bushido Blade. Oh.
Thank you so much. You are an incredible creator.
Thanks, Dragonfang. I appreciate that. It's so thoughtful. I love how this starts. Ooh. Dude! Oh my god, they mixed the Japanese flute sound. Oh my god, and like turned it into a rhythm. Oh my god, dude, that's sick as fuck. Hello, hello. Hi, Jade. Thank you. Yeah, dude, Wasabi, that's pretty cool. Sorry I didn't stop. That was like the purest of a reaction, you know, without any conversation. I mean, what I find really interesting about this piece is, I will say it gets a little bit repetitive at about like probably the 2.5 minute mark. But what I really, really like was the fact that we mix and match the traditional Eastern, you know, Japanese sort of sound that we hear, you know, like that is sort of emblematic of the Japanese, whether it's romanticized or otherwise, the Japanese sound, mixed in with some of these early thousands grunge, you know, mix and matches, and especially when we're taking samples and twisting them and you know, taking that flute and enhancing it and making it a rhythmic function and so on and so forth. Like, all of that is really interesting, and I think it does a great job putting us in the setting of Bushido Blade, but then also having us showcase tension and drama. And it's interesting how we can choose to stay in a traditional soundscape or mix and match. And that's one of the freedoms that video game music gives us, is that we're able to explore the sort of options, right? And make choices that feel fresh and unique and different and so on and so forth. And I really like, it's so cool. like is that a track that I think is going to win an award? No. Do I think that track is fascinating? Yes, 1,000,000% as a game fan. You know what I mean? It's really cool. Really cool. Panzer Dragoon Flight Orchestra version. Ooh, happy September. This oh my god. Okay, wait. This month 30 years ago would have been when the Sega Saturn would launch in North America, but Tom Kalinske decided a surprise launch at May during E3 would be better. It wasn't. That aside, this song, especially its original orchestral version for me, is an example of the trope I call level 1 high. like we've experienced with the start of Nier Automata and Astral Chain. This music, along with the level itself, brings a beautiful energy that seems to slow down quickly for subsequent levels. Most of the game's soundtrack is electronic and, in my opinion, forgettable. The tasty part about this song is that the composer indicates the transition from flying outside to flying inside. The only sad part for me is that the end of the song isn't heard, perhaps because the destruction of the building you're in didn't have enough sync time. I played a demo of this at Lecter's back in the day, but there was no sound coming on the kiosk's TV. It wasn't until the YouTube days that I heard what I was missing. I bought the game for myself sometime after that. Rest in peace, Yoshitaka Azuma. Okay, cool. Panzer Dragoon. I like how in this, as we progress through this track, you get this natural sense of flying. You really feel it. Ba-dee-da-dee-da, da-dee-da-dee-da. It really does feel like we are, above the clouds, and I appreciate how we have the momentum, which is the sort of the propulsion of this dragon, right? But then there's this beautiful section right where I stopped, where the harmony kicks in, and we get the beautiful trumpet mixed in with the strings, I believe, and on first listen, and it feels like we really kind of float above the clouds and lift off to a whole new sort of ethos. There's a real serenity in it, even though it has forward momentum. It's like two sets of strings. Listen to that. Yeah, and then the beautiful ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-dia. And I love that it's the flutes, because it gives us that feeling of being in the air and being in the sky and free flowing and free flying. And there's just this beautiful sense of just, the majesty of flight. And so while it is dangerous, there's so much grace within it, Love that. Da-da-dum, dum, 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 da-dum, da-da-dum. And it's interesting because the flutes then sort of end up in their own rhythm, and in a lot of ways, that to me feels like it's birds. You know what I mean? It's birds flying through the air and like, you know, cascading around and flitting and floating around us, and the lower bassoon is the sound of the dragon, you know, sort of maybe making noises as we fly, and there's just this. I don't know. I don't find it to be a song of much stress, but if anything, it's a song of celebration and excitement and so on and so forth, you know? Oh, what? Oh, yeah, that's a terrible ending. Oh, that's too bad that you suddenly get, you know, get totally just get cut off. That's too bad. Really pretty. Really pretty. Heretic and Hexen? The Cathedral. What the hell is that? Andrew Holschultz's remake of the MIDI original reflects Heretic music, not primarily being based on plagiarized heavy metal tunes, unlike Doom. What? Andrew Holschultz's remake of the MIDI original reflects Heretic music, not primarily being based on plagiarized heavy metal tunes, unlike Doom. Which is what did Doom do that? So that's amazing. I wanted more development, to be honest with you. The Cathedral, what a beautiful sound. I think what I really adore about that, and what we hear throughout this piece, is this intensity and this, again, that brewing concept that we talked about at the very beginning of this particular stream. But what I liked about this is that it balanced the aspect of metal or orchestral metal which I felt really delivered on, especially the use of piano. It's just like not something that I've heard in a lot of metal music that I've listened to. Now, understandably, my metal music is not super, I'm not super well versed, but the fact that we lean into the metal aspects of this, but also incorporate the orchestral writing is very exciting, because again, it's one of these things that we take and we mesh genres and in a really big way. I would have liked to have had more development into this one was like, I think it works in context. It's probably like it's ambient music that also like delivers a feeling of fear, intensity, concern, worry, right? Like we get that, but we end up getting as two phases essentially, and then we get the harder part, and then we go back, and then we get the harder part. So it stays fairly static, like I mentioned earlier, but we do have these little peaks and valleys, which I think again is good. But I think like a beginning and an ending, which is not what it's intended for. So just for the sake of listening to it in this context, a beginning and ending would have been really interesting. That said, wonderful production value in this, and overall, I really, really liked it. It's a great little piece, really interesting. Chiconia, Apocalypsis Chiconia 2. Chiconia has had its continuation delayed an indeterminate amount of times due to the pandemic, but the one part that is out is still an incredibly strong piece of digital media. Oh god, that's a lot of dissonance. So I think I appreciate the rhythm. I appreciate the momentum. I appreciate the vocal color and the choice to use the singers as sort of like the main thrust of the piece, but they are kind of back in the mix. I would also say that in general the singing is really not good. Which is fine. It doesn't need to be, and you might like it, which is totally fine. But it feels like an imitation of opera or an imitation of a classical sound, or it sounds like it's just not very good technique, and it ends up feeling very shallow and disjointed. Again, I don't want to poo-poo anything because I don't think that's fair. I think the piece is well composed, and I think that there's an interesting journey there musically so far. And I especially like how we start with the soprano and then pivot over to the baritone, and then they start singing a duet. So it's this like call and response almost, or a conversation between characters. There's a real like sense of like, no, you have to do what I say. No, I'm not going to do what you say. I'm going to do what I say. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Like that really plays into this. But overall, I feel that the piece really suffers because the music, it ends up sounding kind of bad, and it ends up feeling like a caricature of something rather than a true, piece of music that is very cohesive, if that makes sense. Like it becomes disjointed because the singing is not as good as the orchestral writing, and it ends up feeling more like a caricature. I will say the other thing about it that is kind of distracting is how bam ba dee da ba bee da ba ba bee da beep ba da da da. Like, it's fine. It's just a little ploddy for my taste. And obviously, Ryan, I'm not trying to shit all over your suggestion this month. I'm not trying to do that. But I'm just, I have the urge to be honest. I think it's important to be like, yeah, that doesn't really hit the mark for me. But let's keep listening. As a march and as a commitment to oneself and a commitment to see something through and a doubling down on something emotionally, I do think that it delivers on all of those fronts. If the piece is intentionally that way, then it just comes down to my own subjective taste, of course, and that's fine. I mean, if that was the intentions of the composer, then, who am I to say that that's wrong? But from a matter of personal taste, it ends up still throughout the end of the piece, it just feels kind of not great. But if you like it, then by all means, there's something about this sort of the release of the physical body into music is fine. And I think that works really well. In that case, if it's like an untrained person who's digging within themselves to find a truth and release a truth, then, by all means. But I did like that it was a sort of a march martiale style, or it feels very ceremonial in that sense. So I mean, I don't, I'm not trying to shit all over it, but yeah, just a thought. But nice to hear either way. 30XX Hollows Echo Cave theme. 30XX to 20XX is more based on the Mega Man X games this time around. And the music goes hard, but this isn't a boss or anything. It's just background to a level, and yet it's such a bop. I have not listened to any Dokkan Battle. What's that? Hey, Hans. No, I never heard it. Oh, I love that. I love that so much. I love the fact. First of all, thank you. This was such a good reminder that 30XX exists. I just picked it up on Steam. I'm looking forward to playing it a little bit this weekend. The fact that it pays homage to, Mega Man and that early style by taking. I absolutely love this style of music so much. The idea of taking an 8-bit, 16-bit sound and combining it and mixing it with the modern sensibilities and modern approach to writing is exceptional. And it's such a great track. And I'm sorry I didn't talk a lot during it because it has such effervescence and it's a joyful experience. And this is the kind of music that you just put on and it just seeps inside of you and you just get completely and helplessly addicted to it. I absolutely love this. This is not the first 30X song I've heard that I've become crazy about. Just thank you so much for featuring it. This is a delightful piece that I'm going to seek out more. Just such a bop, and not only that, but it has so much life in it, and so much energy, and a joy of a joie de vivre, as they say, if the French were real. This kind of joie de vivre of exploring, what it means to decide to commit to something. There's such an energy in it that's just phenomenal energy. And so I'm very, very, very pleased to have listened to that. That was delightful. Okay, let's pop over to Scarlet Nexus. This is Karen Travers. A Promise is a Promise. Here's the phase 2. To be honest, I didn't necessarily like this track at first. It grew on me. I really like the beat within the strings. I challenge you to guess what happens between phases. It kind of loops at 3:30, so you can stop there if you want. Okay, cool. This is another one I want to play. Whoa, that's a nice pivot. Shift up. Bro, that piece is absolutely mental. I mean, the momentum and then the really the most interesting part. First of all, I like the choral mixed in with the EDM stuff. I think that's cool. But I think the part that's most intriguing is when it pivots and it's almost like we go inward into ourselves and we pivot into the piano. And that's where we sort of, we it's almost like we become our true selves when the piano comes in. And it's interesting to hear like a final boss theme or a boss theme that leans away from the heaviness of that. It's very clearly very, very, very visceral. I mean, it just makes me want to keep like eventually play Scarlet Nexus because I feel like I just don't have I just feel like it's kind of underrated. And I mean, it's a great piece. It's just it's a little bit like after a while it starts to just bang your head over bang your hammer over your head. You learned a fact about music? Yes, I would love to learn it. All right. In the meantime, we're gonna go Ogdo Bogdo from Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Yeah, it's okay. I don't believe this track will be tagged because it wasn't part of the original Star Wars soundtrack. This is a mixture between the overworld music for the planet Bogano and the music used for a mini world boss called Ogdo Bogdo. Possibly the most well-known fight between two Jedi Star Wars games. Let's check it out. I love the... It's kind of quirky, isn't it? Tension here bubbling. This is kind of plotting. It's so quirky. Da be da. Bim bim boom. You just hear the sighs and the plotting, you know? I did not know that, Hot Rod. That's crazy. I love this because you hear the hits, bum, rum, right? love that. I love the, because you hear the, and it's all like kind of syncopated. There's a lot of space in it, you know? Look at that. Feels like we're backed up and it's like approaching us. Thump, thump. It has this moment of confidence, you know? And this is like dusting yourself off and just, hey, Sphero, and just like sort of, you know, this moment of hope and being like, okay, you know. I love the harp kind of constantly undulating and repeating there as well. Oh man, I could have really done with more. Is there more? No. It's cool how as we kind of go back to our ship, you know. I love it because there's a lot of there's just a lot of qualities in that of the fight, obviously the resolution of the fight, you know, standing up, dusting yourself off, looking up at the sunset and being like, whew, what a fight, you know what I mean? You kind of wipe your brow and you're like, okay, man, that was a tricky one, you know what I mean? And then we just move towards the, you know, our ship or whatever. Again, just making it up. Sumi, let's do Dynasty Warriors 7 when the historical drama decides to stop taking itself so seriously. Kid Around Ska. Can't believe that Dynasty Warriors 3 announcement is crazy, right? Oh my god. What? It's gotta be for like a quirky character, right? Cascading down. Ah, cool. And then we shifted rhythm and meter. Bop. So funky. I think that's a loop, right? Yeah, I mean, I like that. It's definitely not my preferred sound, but it's absolutely silly, and I love that. It's like just imagining just beating the crap out of like various soldiers with this kind of like there is an air of confidence in it, isn't there? There is this sort of sense of like, oh, what's up? You know what I mean? That I really like, and it's fun. Fausty, for this particular Friday stream, it's all part of a list that I'm looking at right here. So the way to be on this list is to be a patron. But that is generally on Friday streams. That's the list. But you're welcome to hang out if you just want to hang out and listen to music. But that's what we do on Fridays. All right, let's check out Fallout 2, Sphere. Let's do All Clear Signal. Fallout 2. The theme of posh, scum, and villainy. I've heard nothing but good things about what's it called, Fallout 2, and really the old school Fallout vibes. You know, it's interesting. You can hear the like manipulation and the stress. Well, first of all, in some of these accent notes, but then also in the in the string. That's like all danger and stress and. Hi, Amanda. How are you? Fallout, you know, this version of Fallout, I feel like it's not a. I mean, yes, we do get a similar style in other games, like, you know, kind of the CRPG genre, but it is interesting how unique, I think, still Fallout's like musical landscape, but also the way that this particular version plays. It's cool. Woods and whistles through a lush forest and some sort of a piano notes representing the traveler footsteps from Octopath Traveler. The Woodlands. Oh, I don't remember this. Where does this play? The Woodlands. Ah. Yes, this is in this is when you fight the beast. Yes. It's cool because when the oh god, that's so pretty. I love the sense of like depth in it, you know, especially when we add the lower bass notes over the top of the high upper notes. You know what I mean? Hey, skill shot. Hey, Juan. Nice piece. Very intense. A little too intense. I liked it. Bye, Juan. It's always good to see you. I also love the sort of, you know, the sort of inherent bubbling and like you hear, I don't know, the life in the space, you know, like it's so nice. Did you guys see the new Steam update? Ugh, Dookie. Also love the percussion here at work. It's very subtle, very dialed back. It's so elegant. My God, it's so beautiful. This is so excellent. The entire soundtrack, you know, it's just like, it's so lush, it's so full. Zachary, what are you doing here? What are you doing here, Zachary? How's the job search going? So beautiful. Are there any times that non-Patreon people can suggest anything? Yes. Normally, it's been 2 months now, but normally there is at least one community stream a month that is like, hey, what songs you want to listen to? Admittedly, I've done a bad job of keeping up with that the last 2 months since June, just because of my schedule being so busy. But yeah, normally yes. Because that is the right thing. The name of the song is called "The Woodlands." The search is rough. I know, man. The search is rough. It's a tough time out there. Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair. Ekoroshia Kill Command. Danganronpa is a murder mystery, and this is the investigation theme for the last 2 chapters of the game, when things get real. It is a remix of Ikoroshia, which is the investigation for the prior 4 chapters, which you have listened to before. Well, you know, it's really hard to find like a way for people that support the channel to feel special, because I mean, obviously, like without subscribers in general, I wouldn't be able to do the job. You know, so yes, hard work on my part, sure. But also, like, it takes a village, I think, to support a channel. And the fact that there are people that, like, I have not been able to find a consistent thing that enables, you know, without, so it's interesting because like I don't want subscribers to feel left out, but also without the Patreon, I can't pay my editor. You know what I mean? Plural. So it's like without a team behind me, without the support of patrons who, you know, want to invest their money, but also be a part of a community that like really just enjoys music. And ultimately that's what it is, right? It's like, how do we get together, just listen to a bunch of music? Yeah, obviously I'm driving the bus here a little bit, and there are tiers that require a little bit more of deep conversation and stuff. But sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just like to listen. But it's it's a tough balance, because you want people that provide like their money to feel valued, but you also want to provide people that provide their time something of value as well. So time being, you know, watching your videos, because without people investing their time in your videos, then there's no channel. So it's a complex dance. I suppose for those people, it's the video uploads, you know, like actually uploading the videos and continuing to be consistent, but it's tough. It's a tough balance. You know, I don't love my pricing model right now. There are parts of it are expensive, but I've spoken with current patrons about that price, and that was the prices that were chosen because of that. So I don't want to restrict people, but also, like, you know, it was, when it was priced differently, it was really hard to get through an entire list in 1 month. So it's kind of like, that's why the anime tier really exists now, because the anime tier is fun for all of us, but also it's much lower priced, which enables, I think, a lower barrier to entry. And all that it requires of me is being consistent. I don't do it every day, but I do at least 3 to 5 episodes a week. So it's you know, it's just a dance. It's a dance with time. You know, fuck, man. I think that's the scary thing, honestly, is that like time moves so quickly. Like, we've been here for an hour and 40 minutes already, and it's been such a fun time, and time moves fast. And, you know, I just wanted to take a moment to say thanks to you, Marco. Emilio says, I've been learning a lot from you about how to better communicate when I feel when it comes to music. It's been super fun watching your videos. That's awesome. Most games talked about here I don't care for much, but Marco himself keeps me coming back and appreciate music all the more. Oh, that's sweet. There are some songs I want to suggest, but I can't afford it yet. Yeah, but you're also a regular, Hillian. Like you're in most streams. Like there are other ways to. I think it's complicated. Creator culture is so dependent on people wanting to be there, and it's so interesting for me to also be in a stream with 1,000 people earlier today, and then come back home to much more slow between 60 to 150 people for most of these streams. And for most of my streams, it's pretty relaxed, and it's such an interesting, it keeps me humble. I'll tell you that much. But also it's nice. It's nice to be able to engage in conversation with people and to, be able to read a chat and engage with it. Cause I mean, even today, I would love to talk to every single person in a 1,000 person stream. It's not possible. It just isn't possible. And I appreciate, I think, hi, Leo. One of the cool things about, Amelia, you mentioned helping communicate with music. One of the cool things is that being able to better communicate with music also means being better to communicate about life. Because when we are able to explore our feelings, we are then able to translate that into how we communicate with friends, with partners, with parents, with people. And that's one of the things that I really love about what I do, is that, like, I don't think that we really, people want to use it against me and throw it in my face, or say that people have anyway, that what I do is shallow or not that deep. And the thing is, like, when we're talking about emotion, I've never pretended to be more than what I am. I've never pretended to allude to things that I am not. But one thing I know that I can do is talk about music, and no one's words of fallacy anyway. No one's inaccurate words about the power of my ability to communicate music, words, feelings through music. No one's going to take that away from me, because I just have the experience. And my hope is, through casually and being fun and laughing and playing games and, like, listening to the music of Sonic Cross Worlds as an example, because that's what I played literally 10 minutes before the stream. Like, I love it. I love it so much. It's like a joy, you know what I mean? And, like, finding ways to talk about it that allow me to communicate to an audience why the music is so cool, or why I don't like something, but, like, do it in a way that celebrates that opinion and also celebrates, like, the game at the same time. I don't think I ever want to, I never, it's funny. A couple weeks ago, when I got into, like, Genshin drama again, because I said Notland's music was shallow, which I probably should have expanded why I felt that way, which is fair. Someone was saying that I had changed, and first of all, it's like, I hope so. I hope none of you are doing the exact same thing or acting the same way 3 years from now. Like, that change, by not changing, that stagnation is dangerous. And I would encourage anybody to, just keep growing and keep changing, and whatever that means, hopefully for the better, right? Ideally, hopefully for the better. But the goal is always to, like, talk about stuff genuinely, even if you dislike it. Because if you're genuine in the way that you articulate yourself, no one can take it away from you. Because anyone can say you're a liar or not true or dishonest. But if you know that what you're saying comes and is expressed from a place of reality for yourself and generosity, not to preach, and like a generous spirit, no one can hurt you. You know what I mean? Like, no one can take your truth away from you if you speak and behave truthfully. And it's an amazing thing. It's an amazing thing to be able to articulate yourself. And I that's, like, the one thing if I could give anything, yeah, talking about music is cool, but, like, I really believe in articulating oneself truthfully, honestly, and fully, which is why you find that I repeat myself a lot, because misinterpretation happens all the time. And you could say anything and someone will be like, well, I said I like blue. You hate green. That's not what I said. I said I like blue. Right. So like it's the usual. So anyway, I appreciate the sentiment. And yeah. Being able to articulate yourself earnestly is such a skill. And I think a lot of people don't know that skill. And I think we all come in life with different struggles, mental struggles, physical struggles, whatever struggles, right? But like, if you can try to articulate yourself in a healthy way, it's pretty cool, you know? So anyway, blah, 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 blah. I've heard up to Aaron. I heard up to Cogwork Dancers, which I have a video for that I'll drop to later today or tomorrow. I think tomorrow. I think I'm not perfect. Shocking. Thanks, Hot Rod. Hey, Katie, how are you? I'm not perfect. But ask anybody who asks why I shaved my beard. But I do believe in being forthright and being willing to hear people. You know? Yep, that was where I stopped. I stopped right after Cogwork Dancers. Hey, BlueSky, how are you? You know, I think, I don't know. Oh, you got me so philosophical all of a sudden. This is what happens when people compliment me. I'm like, let me talk more. let me go all in now. You complimented me? Well, let me talk to you about life. I'm also slowing down my hyper fixation. It's like I get 2 hours and I start to cook. But being able to, you know what pissed me off recently? It was in a Genshin video. It's always the Genshin community that just needs to shit on me because they're angry about something. And, well, you did it. You made me angry. I think you actually carry anger within yourself that I may poke on accident. That is how it goes. Someone was like, you don't even know what the instruments are and you call yourself a musician. That shit, I think I've talked about this recently. That is the funniest shit I have ever heard. You are a musician and you don't know this instrument. How could you? And it's like, bro, why would I know every instrument? Also, what happened to allowing me the opportunity to learn things? And I find that very comical. It's like, so I'm not allowed to grow and discover and learn because I'm supposed to be a musician and I'm supposed to know everything. Going back to the idea of othering oneself, and that the person on the other end of the computer who's making the video must be an expert. And if they are not an expert, whatever that person deems that person to be an expert in, suddenly is not allowed to grow. Man, ain't that some shit? That's some shit. All of us are just trying to grow every day. Even just listening to all this new music. I may not like all of it. I may not vibe with all of it. I might like all of it. I might love it. But like, I don't know half of this shit. So like, imagine being denied. And I think that's the beauty of these streams in particular, is being able to like hang out, listen to new music and be like, do I like that? Do I not like that? Why do I like this? Why do I not like this? And so the idea that like, because a person is an expert, which I don't even want to be an expert. I'm just a guy who happened to go to school and became reasonably, marginally successful in a musical field, right? And I did it holistically for 14 years. Like, that doesn't mean that I am suddenly like, I shouldn't read a book or I don't need to learn about this, that, or the other. Like, it's preposterous that someone would try to find an insult that is as bizarrely stupid as you don't know what the instruments are. You're not a real musician. You never achieved XYZ success that I base my metrics of success on. Therefore, you are not a musician. What? My dad never achieved any modicum of success when it came to music, and yet he was still a musician. Because musicians, anybody's a musician if they play a fucking instrument. Like, anybody who's an amateur level musician is still a musician. Anybody who's curious and willing, who sits down and plucks out notes on the piano, takes a lesson, looks up a YouTube video, is a musician. And the idea that we need to quantify our success based on our status and stature is absolute bullshit. And I won't stand for that because it's insane. It's insane. It's insane. The things that people will try to find and insult you for in your life is so stupid. I mean, it's just so incredibly dumb. And it's funny too, because people are like, you've changed, or you've become toxic. I haven't become toxic. I'm just not willing to tolerate your bullshit. You know what I mean? Not you in chat. You guys are fine. Everyone has boundaries. And the only difference is when you push back on your own boundaries and people try to push into your boundaries and you say, no. You shall not pass. Suddenly you're toxic. But that's actual gaslighting behavior, by the way. And I find that very interesting. To be on the receiving end of a lot of it, for various reasons. It's very interesting. It's very interesting to be like, no. I'm not toxic. I'm just not tolerating this. You're just going to block me anyway. You're right. I will. Well, you're just going to block. Yes. You don't get to come in here. You if you breach my boundaries, that's a disrespect. Yeah, I'm not inviting you over to dinner anymore. You know what I mean? The door's open. Come on in. I made a meal. You don't like it? Why would you come back? No. The door's closed. Anyway, that's enough of a rant. And if a musician is not constantly learning, then are they really a musician? And what a beautiful point. Hey, hello, how are you? All musicians are constantly growing. And that is actually one of the reasons I quit. Because I got tired of never being good enough. I got tired of always chasing the better carrot, of being a little bit better than the performance before, because you live and die by your previous performance. You live and die by your previous performance. So you can never climb the peak, and actually arrive at something. It's infuriating. I hate that. I hate not feeling. Now, you always want to be chasing something. A carrot is good to chase, whether it's the dopamine in a game or whatever. But the idea that you have arrived and you're not learning something as a musician or really as a person is bullshit. We should always be learning something. Always be learning something. Whatever it is. How to make a different meal. How to I don't know, shower better. I don't know, anything. You got to keep growing. You got to keep learning. And musicians are always learning. You got to be a lifelong learner. You know what I mean? What's up, Super? I'm always insecure about being treated as an expert, smartest in the room, because there's so much still to learn. Totally. And also, would you want to be the smartest in the room anyway? How fucking boring. One of the reasons why people grow, and one of the reasons I felt a lot of pressure doing this, but one of the most beautiful things was always performing with people that were older than me, who had more experience, because it was intimidating as fuck. But I always felt like I was growing, intensely. couldn't play an instrument to save my life, I'd be like, don't mess with the shot. I certainly can't grow. I might be able to play something, but not write music. That's okay. I can't write music either. Stagnation is death. I think so. Sometimes. Anyway. Holy shit. What's up, you sparrow? I'm sorry, guys. I just went off on like a hardcore tangent. Hopefully that was interesting. Don't compliment me. If you compliment me, this is what happens. I get totally sidetracked. Tell me more. Okay. Ikorisha kill command. Hey, Siren. I love a good tangent. Ba, ba, ba. Love that. I think this is a loop, but I'm just going to hold out for a second. Oh, wow, it's not. Wow. You know what's cool about that is how improvisational it is and how it has so much an edge of tension and drama, but it also like it plays into the idea of like mixing and matching and there's a lot of enthusiasm in it, and it's like a delicious track, isn't it? It's just like really, really fun. I really appreciated that. It's interesting, you know, because the electric guitar it's constantly just sliding up on like hair's edge, like showcases danger and stuff. It's just such an amazingly fun thing to listen to. Oh, the Holy Valley from Rogue Galaxy, second to last dungeon of the game, where each party member has to pass through strong hordes of monsters while going through their personal trauma trials to move forward. Oh yeah, from Rogue Galaxy. That's right. I was thinking of something else. That's cool. Really pretty. I actually thought that the vocals there really gave it that sort of innocent, like not fear per se, but like this innocent feeling of like loss. And you know, I talk about handling trauma, and it's almost like the doom ba ba bum boom ra ba bum. It's sort of like the inner processing of the you know, stress and the desire for change. And I love how it wasn't violent, you know. Tormented Trobio. Are you just shouting song titles at me? Shaw! All right, let's check out... Oh, Grandia 2. This is the title screen for, well, that won't get me to do it. This is the title screen for Grandia 2. Such a beautiful song for an amazing RPG for the Dreamcast. Takes me back to freshman year of high school. Cool. Oh, you're welcome. No problem. Wow, pretty.
Respiração, liberdade.
God, that's so beautiful. This Portuguese? Oh. Adeus. I'm wearing a boot right now. Wow. Isn't that so elegant? It's like so... I mean, obviously it's like a prayer, you know? Well, obviously adeus, you know, to God or goodbye, right? There's such a... I love the harmony in the back section here. My God. Oh, actually, no. And then we even have this little flute moment, but then... Like, what a beautiful harmony. Like, it's exceptional. It's exceptional. It's so lovely. It's exceptional. It's so lovely. Oh, gosh. Put that. Let me highlight that. That one's beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14. Hold on one second. Guys, let's I want to go lift my foot up. So I think what we'll do is do I want to hold on. because I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. We did 14 today. Oh, I kind of want to finish today though. Yeah, let's stop there. We'll continue on and we'll start October, finish September, start October. There's 15 tracks left. We'll do all this on October 1st. We'll start, and then we should be able to, if I have to do an extra Patreon stream, I will. But let's stop there just so I can go lay down, take this boot off, and just rest my leg. Or my foot. Yeah, my brain is a little fried. So we'll continue that. We'll continue on. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll be back for another Patreon stream on Wednesday, October 1st. I'll be away. I'll be back playing Ghost of Yotei for, yeah, let's do that. All right, guys. Did something happen? I walked too hard, and I sort of early onset fractured my foot. So thank you guys, appreciate it. I hope you had a good time. I'm glad you did utility. It's terrific. Next week, Monday morning, 9 a.m. will be Wuthering Waves 2.6 Part 2. I'm going to give myself the weekend to just rest. I have to film a couple episodes for Violet Evergarden tomorrow, finishing up the series. And then after that, we'll be doing Sonic Crossworlds also Monday. Monday evening we'll be taking a look at the Prototype soundtrack at 5 p.m. Tuesday we'll be listening to the Nier soundtrack. I'm really looking forward to that, playing some Sonic Crossworlds again. Wednesday is this Patreon live stream and probably some Crossworlds again. Thursday will be Ghost of Yotei all day. Well, Friday I'm getting married, so you won't see me. And then the rest of the week will just be of the first week of October will be all of Ghost of Yotei, like all day, every day. October 9th, so the 12th. Yeah, I mean, we're already in October, so. Near a Replicant. So, thank you. Appreciate it. Replicant. Thank you, guys. All right, I'm just talking out loud. I will see all of you very, very soon. Take care, be well, have a beautiful weekend. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk soon, okay? Bye, everybody.